Okay, today we are going to be working on the chemistry part 2 dump. So you should already have part 1 done either in your binder or somewhere in your ISN, and we are going to be adding to that. So the first thing that we're going to add is up here, C6, H12O6. So this is the formula for glucose. Glucose is a product of photosynthesis. It's a sugar, and its formula is C6H12O6. So we are going to underline the elements. There are 3 elements. What we're going to do is circle the numbers that tell us how many atoms there are. In this case, there are 24 atoms. So when you're counting elements, you're counting symbols. Remember that these are elements on the periodic table. Carbon's an element, hydrogen's an element, and oxygen is an element. When you're counting atoms, you're counting up the subscript. There are 6 carbon atoms, 12 hydrogen atoms, 6 oxygen atoms. That adds up to 24 total atoms. The next thing that we're going to write is CHNOPS, CHNOPS. So remember, this is our way of remembering a organic compound. In order for a compound to be organic, it must have carbon and at least 2 hydrogen. If you don't see carbon, it's not organic. Once you find carbon, you need to look for 2 hydrogens. If there's carbon and at least 2 hydrogens, then you have an organic compound. Other things that can be there are nitrogen, oxygen, phosphorus, or sulfur, but you have to have carbon and 2 hydrogens. Next, RIP. This stands for reactants into products. So when you look at a chemical equation, on the left-hand side of the chemical equation are the reactants. That's what you start with. On the right-hand side of the arrow are the products. That's what you end with. So reactants into products. And lastly, we're going to write CGLTOP. So these are the 6 signs of a chemical reaction. And remember, we talked about a way to remember this. Cute girls like talking on phones, or city girls like talking on phones, or you might have a different way. C stands for a color change. G is a gas produced. L is a light produced. T is a temperature change. E is an odor produced. And P is a precipitate formed. Those are your 6 signs of a chemical reaction. So that is it for the dump part 2. Make sure that you're working on reviewing this so that you can draw this out for your exams, and you can draw this out for the STAR exam and have like a little study sheet or cheat sheet while you take the test. Good job.